Welcome to Unboxing Things, a show where we unbox your favorite online brands and tell you everything about their unboxing experience and their packaging. I'm Jessie Janae, co-founder and CEO of Lumi, and let's jump right into it. Today, I looked at my mailbox and then I was like, there's something actually next to my mailbox instead of in my mailbox. Here's what I've got. Today, we are unboxing Floyd. Floyd is a really innovative direct-to-consumer furniture company selling you durable, high-quality furniture that you can still move from place to place. I ordered a couch, and unless they're the most efficient shippers I've ever seen, I'm guessing there's more than one box. All right. Clearly, this is not just one box, it's a whole set of boxes because I ordered a couch. So let's see what they've got going on in these various boxes. Now, what I love is the graphic design on this box, just the powerful Floyd. And there's also on the side, it says Floyd sofa. There's a nice kind of flag that I love. It's just like printed in one color. Kind of reminds me that these are made in the US, which is fun. And then of course there's the URL. And boom, I love this so much. You've got the white interior and it says, "Hi there, I'm a Floyd sofa." It's really introducing itself to me. And then there's a fun little call out here. It says, "Well, let's see it at Floyd Detroit, floydhome.com." So it's reminding me as I unbox this, like, hey, let's see what you got. Let's see what your house is like. Why don't you post this online? The next thing I can see here, it's a piece of corrugate, basically a corrugate pad that protects my legs here, this is my sofa legs, from actually any friction that they might experience rubbing on this surface. If you take a look, you'll see that there's a corrugate insert, this kind of pyramidal structure, holding each leg into place. And this is a really heavy component, really sturdy steel component that's actually going to support my couch frame. In the middle here is a really cool piece of packaging. This is a red sleeve and it's really beautiful. Look at this bright red paper, so bold and graphic. And then when I actually pull it out, it says assembly components, Floyd. And this is a piece of white corrugate printed again with their red. And when I open it, look how beautiful that is, folks. This is gorgeous. Inside it says, "Hi there, I'm a Floyd sofa tool. I also double as a bottle opener." What? What? I saw the beauty of the unboxing coming. I didn't know I was gonna get a bottle opener. Floyd, how does one do it? Look how actually every screw that I need has an individual screw hole component. I've never seen a hardware set actually shipping this beautifully done. And don't forget, it's not just this piece, it came in this beautiful sleeve. And then, lest you forget, that it folds literally into a perfectly sized slot between the leg components. Just really, really, really gorgeous. Inside here is a little booklet that says Floyd sofa. And it's really beautifully printed. It's actually red paper printed with white. When I say it's actually red paper, what do I mean? Have you ever looked at the edges of paper, like the edge of a book? Well, if this was white paper, when I look at the edge, I would see white because it would just be printed red. But when I look at the edges of this paper, it's red. This is a red pigmented paper that then is printed with white ink. That's a kind of detail level that I love, where they are actually picking a paper stock, same paper stock as this sleeve, and actually making a booklet out of it. This booklet walks me through everything about the assembly. And it shows me really beautiful illustrations of how the components are going to need to be assembled and makes me feel like I got this. I'm not going to take every leg out, but I do want to show you that this is an assembly. This is an assembly out of a really thick corrugated. This is far stronger than your average like B-flute, etc. It's like an industrial strength corrugated. that is holding these pieces together. You can take this assembly out and what you have is a fairly normal mailer style box, but of course with this really heavy assembly in it, it can actually handle holding these steel components in place. And then there's an additional bag of hardware here for me too. So this box, I'm glad I opened this first. This box really sets my experience off, understanding how to assemble my couch and where I'm going to get my hardware. Now this box and this box are a little bit lighter. I have a sneaking suspicion they're cushions. First thing I want to draw your attention to though is that this tape is not your average tape. It actually has a message call out on it to me and it says, no knife required. Pull edge to open, pull edge to open. So this is probably because these are cushions and probably because knives, cushions, not a good mix. And I'm gonna pull from the edge of the tape, easy peasy, and that way I can just pull it right off. Sometimes your corrugate delams a little bit, delaminates, no big deal. You just really are trying to open the box up. And this tape is special because it's not just printed with that message, but if you look really closely, the actual edge of this tape is folded under itself really in just a small edge, so it can let your fingernail get underneath. So this is an attention to detail thing where because they're asking me to open it with my hands, they're actually providing a little bit of a tool there because you can get your fingernail underneath. And now I'm ready to open this box, and I open. This is essentially a giant RSC style box. RSC stands for regular slotted container. This box can be made in different dimensions really easily. It's just taken from a big sheet of corrugate, and you do not need a cutting die to make an RSC box because there's box machines that just have big blades and just cut the flaps out really easily. So it's a great way to ship cushions. You do not need a mailer style box like the legs came in because it doesn't need as much custom assembly work. I can see that the cushions are protected with some plastic bags, which is great. There's a warning on the plastic bags because you can always have you need a suffocation warning on any plastic bag that could end up near children. And then here's my cushion. I went with yellow because I'm a sunny person. Boom, boom. And now you can see it. This box is pretty basic. After I take my big bag out, I can just recycle this box along with all my other recyclables. Open, open. More of my beautiful yellow cushions. All right. Another empty box. Now, these boxes are beautifully printed as well. It says big, bold Floyd on the outside of this too. And then, of course, you've got your floydhome.com and the American flag again. So even this big RSC box, which is just shipping some big cushions, has attention to detail, has the branding on it, so the whole set of boxes appears to be a set. Now we have the last component. This is a big one, all right? So, holy moly. And it says, hi there, I'm a Floyd sofa. I love that. I'm gonna use my blade this time. There's no warnings on the outside of this box. And they've used a stronger fiber tape to close this because it's really big and really quite heavy. This is the other base components, I'm guessing, of my couch. Okay. All right, when you have all of the fiber tape sliced open, it kind of opens like a book. And then you can see the big corrugate wrapper was a wrapper around the outside. This is because the corrugate sheets are so big. So even though corrugate seems like such a versatile material, it is, but the sheets have an original sheet size. And so when you're boxing something as big, you actually kind of have to assemble things sometimes in layers because there isn't just one giant sheet of corrugate you can make into a box. So in this case, they've kind of wrapped it around, and then you'll see that they've then wrapped it a second direction where the pieces are wrapped again with like another U-shaped piece of corrugate here. Inside is a little bit of a padding, so this is just a piece of corrugate on the ends that is literally padding in case this box gets bumped from either side. And there's another U-shape here. All right. And then you start to see the actual components. So I'm gonna let this fall open, and what you start seeing is that there's nice kind of custom work here to actually cradle the base of my couch. And there's space for the side components. And this finish is perfectly unscathed because the actual corrugate insert is supporting each component individually. So the actual box components are put into plastic baggies. That's usually to prevent friction from actually hitting the surface of the wood. There's more corrugate put in to my box to wrap around my other components of the base. So quite a few layers of corrugate. Effectively, each component has a layer of corrugate around it, and that goes on top of the actual plastic bag for the component, and then around that is a structure that holds everything into place, and around that was 2 layers of corrugate to make sure it arrived to me safely. Obviously, there's a lot of different corrugate components going on in these boxes, but something I'd like to draw your attention to is that some of the biggest components are made out of something that's called double wall. Double wall corrugate is exactly what it sounds like, basically. It's 2 pieces of corrugate, double, bonded together to actually make a piece of super corrugate that's even thicker and stronger. Because you can't just make a super thick piece of corrugate with one wavy medium paper in the center, because it starts getting less strong, actually, too squishy. So by making a double wall, it's a way to make a really thick sheet of corrugate that can stand up to the rigors of shipping something as heavy as a sofa base. Wowsy powsy, this thing is way lighter now that I took out all of those components, but look how big this thing is and how much packaging it can really take to ship something as complicated as a sofa to your doorstep. I think it's time to roll in the recap. Floyd. There's a lot going on to Floyd's packaging, a lot of attention to detail. But let me bring your attention to 3 things that I love. 1, it's bold. Look at this. Hi there, I'm a Floyd sofa. From the moment you get it, it's speaking right to you. And then the colors they use, that red paper, that slidey hardware thing, everything about it is so bold. Next, it's deliverable. I mean that there's a tremendous amount of engineering that goes into each box and component to make sure that a normal carrier will actually pick it up from a warehouse and bring it to your home. There's size constraints, weight constraints, and all sorts of things that they're working against to make sure that it can be deliverable. And next, it's guided. The experience really is a guided, instructive experience. That beautiful red instruction booklet that I got makes such an impact. It makes me feel like every component of the process of assembling and receiving this couch has been thought about. This has been Floyd Unboxed.